in all truthfulness, it probably did happen among all people and has happened among all people, but not on the scale like the white supremacists have dreamed up. The white supremacists, when they put that on a color basis, then it just took off like nothing else has ever compared with it. Apparently, based on evidence, they just didn't think about it. They didn't think about putting it on a color basis. I imagine at one time somebody thought about doing it on the basis of how big your foot was. You know, I understand that some kings were measured. Everything was measured by the king's foot in some societies. And, you know, you measure the king's foot, and then the standard for everything that's of any value would be by the king's foot. It might be someone's, just something that somebody did, some little quirk or some little habit, and that might have been the standard. But these things kind of fell by the wayside. Among people who spoke the English language, they at one time, they tried to say it had something to do with blue blood. And I guess that came from, if you look at the person's skin, if you could see their veins through, you know, a white skin, sometimes their veins would look blue.
Yes.
And at one time, I guess, someone said, well, we will consider someone blue blood if they have a lot of veins that you can see through their white skin, and you can make, you know, by looking at it with your eyes, you can see a lot of bluish-looking veins because it looks blue. I mean, the blood that's running through their veins will look blue, so we will classify everybody as being a blue blood and therefore royalty, and therefore they can do no wrong, and we'll use that. But that probably fell flat because then people who they didn't want to include probably could show, you know, could show their veins and say, I got just as much blue blood as you have. And so that kind of messed up the system. So then they had to start whacking off people's heads who would say that.
So it was trial and error is what you're saying.
Trial and error. But when whoever thought up the idea, let's do all the world's business on the basis of how dark you are or how light you are in skin color. And whoever thought up that idea thought up the most powerful, political, and religious, and I emphasize religious, idea that the world has ever seen. And all the people who have so-called religions now, their religions have just about canceled out, or some people would use a slang expression, watered down by the white supremacists if it conflicted, like they said around the Godfather table, or like the Godfather did when he was talking to Sollozzo, as long as your business doesn't interfere with mine.
Mr. Fuller,
the white supremacists go everywhere, and they tell people, you can have your religion, you can practice your religion, as long as it doesn't interfere with the religion of white supremacy, which is the true religion.